Hey everybody, and welcome to another installment, yet another edition of Work Your Career Wednesday. As always, I'm Bradley Clark, so thrilled, honored, and blessed that you decided to join us today. And we got a great show. You are joining us at the Mercantile Hotel in New Orleans. We are doing Work Your Career Wednesday on the road and we're so excited. Now listen, before we get started, we have our sponsors, our incredible travel sponsors too. Let's go on with them. Of course, you know White Husky Films. If you want anything, everything, and another word for anything documented, get in contact with us. The number is on the screen, or you can always go to www.whitehuskyfilms.com. Dream, create, record in that order, and when you choose White Husky, you will be so glad you did. And so thrilled about this, about Jane's Physical Therapy. We are still hiring 4 to 8 physical therapists in the New Orleans area. We've already hired a bunch of folks. We are growing by leaps and bounds. Puente Coffee Company, I got to tell you, they are incredible. They have been fueling me on this trip, and I got to tell you, they've been fueling my guests too. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But if you want a exquisite cup of coffee, they are in the Austin area. You can get a hold of them on the web. Actually, go to Instagram at Puente Coffee Co. and connect with them there. They are incredible. They are meticulous about how they roast their beans. Klein's Jewelry, their legendary Houston family, handcrafted fine jewelry. If you are getting a house, celebrating a house, or in the doghouse, go to Klein's and get out of that doghouse. They are incredible. You can find them at kleinsjewelry.com. Colleen Greco, my gosh, Colleen, you are incredible. She is incredible. Go listen to her podcast, Joy Unleashed. She is a joyologist, if you can believe it. She lets you know and lets you in on how to bring joy into your life and into your business. Incredible story. She's been on the show. Go watch on Work Your Career Wednesday, and go follow her on YouTube and every podcast platform. Courtney Turek. Courtney Turek, she is a Shark Tank winner, and she's an international speaker, and she's developing workshops, and she is going to be bringing you some news, okay? She is launching a podcast in the fall, Bold Moves, Confident Choices. Go to find Courtney everywhere on LinkedIn, and you're going to want to subscribe to that podcast. She is incredible. And not last but certainly not least, the Mercantile Hotel in New Orleans. The Mercantile has just treated us incredible. And look, we're shooting at the Mercantile Hotel. So we're so thrilled, honored, and blessed that they are a part of the travel sponsors we have here on Work Your Career Wednesday. All right, on with the show. Are we ready to go? You know Dr. Layne Martin. Dr. Layne, you've seen him on the show before. He is a veteran, a naval veteran. He's started a company called Open Air Pillow, and he's developed a sleeping device that you wear when you sleep apnea. It's a big deal. And this is a big deal for me. I don't get a lot of sleep, right? But since Open Air Pillow, I have been. My mind is clear. There's none of that brain fog. And I got to tell you, I'm really honored that he is on the show, and that he, gosh, I would say debuted. He didn't debut it, but I'm going to say debuted it on Work Your Career Wednesday. Everybody, please welcome Dr. Layne Martin.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm great.
Gosh, I'm just so happy, man, that you decided to come on the show. And you're a NOLA, right?
Yeah. So I'm here for a sleep meeting, and we were coordinating doing this. I just walked from my hotel and met you guys, and yeah, this is a really cool setup, and it's great for me to be on something like this and get our message out and work with great people like you guys is really humbling for me.
Well, it's humbling for us too. And when we met, over the interwebs.
Yep.
And then when you came on the show, it really, really struck me, particularly because, I went through a time where I got sick, and it affected my mind. Well, not my mind, but my brain, right? And there no permanent damage or anything like that. But what resulted is I just wasn't able to sleep very well. And then on top of that, you know, I have to arrange my pillows. And I'm not kidding you. I have everything from a $5 pillow to an $800 pillow. And I'm trying to arrange it so I'm, not rolling on my back, and that's a big deal with my heart and everything else. You developed open air pillow, and my gosh, the design is great, and you're able to stay on your side and everything else. And then you brought a pillow today, but just to remind the audience, what was it that what brought you to getting into sleep research, and brought you to develop open air pillow?
So I've had a really interesting career, and I was in the Navy. I joined to do oral surgery. I got out. I was a restorative dentist, and a lot of the dentistry I was doing I thought was great. And you don't know what you don't know until a mentor of mine, we would discuss these big cases, and he would always be like, the person has an airway problem. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell you're saying. Like, I just want to do my dentistry and make money. And after about the 50th time, I was asking him, I'm like, explain this airway thing.
Yeah.
Starts to explain it to me. I realize that I'm missing it every day. It's the things that we miss in dentistry. People grind their teeth. We give them a night guard, but no one should grind or clench their teeth. They're going into fight or flight, and a lot of it happens at night. So fast forward, I sell my dental practice at the age of 43. I go into orthodontics and craniofacial orthopedics with the premise to help children and adults that snore, have sleep apnea, have airway problems, kids with ADD, ADHD, autism, and adults, it's really brain fog. So for me, I was one of those people that suffered too. I snored, I was tired, I'd need Puente coffee probably by 4 or 5 o'clock. And I kind of went down this rabbit hole, ended up developing a mouthpiece with my business partner, Michael Gelb, who's a really famous TMJ and sleep specialist, and we developed this product. And things were great, but what we were realizing was the biggest fail on mouthpiece, CPAP, other adjuncts is when people are on their back. And a friend of mine's an ear, nose, and throat doctor. We were treating a mutual friend. He was like, tell them to put a tennis ball in their t-shirt. I'm like, man, that makes no sense, because when they roll on their back, it's gonna probably wake them up or it'll break their sleep cycle. I'm like, what about a pillow? He's like, all right, what would you do? I literally took a piece of paper, I drew it on the piece of paper. I had a friend that I met, a former military veteran as well, print a miniature version. Then we printed a big version. Then I learned how to make a pillow in a factory in South Carolina. And now we're like a legit company, and we went to market a month ago, and it's been incredible. And the feedback we're getting is, I got a text message the other day from a pediatric dentist, a really good friend of mine. She bought 4 pillows for her family. Her mom sends her a text being like, your father literally didn't even use his mouthpiece.
No.
Did not snore just by the pillow. Now, I developed a pillow to really help people. Snoring and sleep apnea is like diabetes. It's an incurable disease in adults. Kids, we could really solve a lot of those problems, but just like diabetes, where you manage symptoms with insulin, diet, medication, with snoring and sleep apnea, it's CPAP, it's appliances, it's positional therapy adjuncts. So the pillow was really, that's how it came about. And we have a patent on it, because I'll show you our design. Basically, the premise was to create a fulcrum, so when your head goes down, the back part kind of rolls into you and prevents you from rolling on your back. So no one should ever sleep on their back. Your tongue falls back, and that's what causes people to either snore or have an apneic event. So that's kind of the story behind the pillow.
I got to tell you, this is really important for folks to remember. Now, your dental practice, I mean, you're kind of a, you're a budding celebrity doctor yourself. And I know you don't like to. I know you don't like for me to say that, but I'll say it if you don't. He is a budding celebrity. Actually, you are a celebrity. Your patients. I mean, you're in Manhattan. You have celebrity patients. You have, the tea you could spill would be great, but you'll never do that. Highly successful business. You treat a friend of yours, and you're like, you know what? I have to help people. You sell it to start this, to help, to really help people. Like, that's amazing to me. That really goes to your heart and where your heart is. And I know, maybe we shouldn't say this. I'm going to say it anyway. Your company, your packaging, you are shipping, you are doing this. I mean, you and your partners, but you're mailing this stuff out. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's. I think, as a dental practice owner, you're somewhat of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But having a product or having two, like we're doing two startups at the same time, which is complete insanity.
Your other startup, you just got
is the mouthpiece. Yeah. So doing two at the same time, insanity. The pillow is great because everyone doesn't have the luxury, like you and I, to go to the doctor and the dentist, but everyone's already sleeping on a pillow. But like what we were talking about before, just like what you've done of bootstrapping it, really being lean and scrappy, that's kind of what we're doing. I was in our pillow warehouse last night till 10:30 at night, had to get on a 7:30 flight this morning. My fingers are cut up from literally taking pillows out of boxes and shoving them in these bags, but it's fun. It's fun because it's a way for me to touch a lot of people. And I always say, I don't want to be a pillow company. I don't want to be a mouthpiece company. I want to be this thing. Yeah. I want to be a solution company. And I think that I look at it a little bit differently, that the patient is the hero, the dentist that I help are the heroes, and I'm just the guy to kind of get them there. I'm like Yoda, and they're Luke Skywalker, of me trying to help them with sleep. Yeah. And a mentor of mine recently said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're not in private practice. You're so good with connecting with people." And I walked away from it thinking, man, should I go back into practice? Should I do this where I could touch 1,000 people? Or how freaking cool would it be to touch 200 million people?
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm doing. And there's some long days. You know it. You've started a business. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And I was just at a meeting recently, and I heard this guy, John Maxwell. He said something really interesting. He's like, people want to do what I do, but they don't want to do what I did. That's right. And I think that really hit me because, I'm working my ass off. Yeah. It's fun. I love it. I love it way more than I did. I was really good at being a dentist. I just didn't love waking up every day. I think, to me, I was debilitated because I worried so much about my patients, the people I work with, my team. Now, I definitely have worries because I'm like, all right, I'm trying to make every single person happy, and it's impossible. And that's something that I struggle with because everyone's not going to love our pillow. Most of the feedback we're getting is incredible. Yeah. And it's really helping us get a better product out there.
I totally understand how that goes too. Like years ago, we had when we dropped, Bradley Clark Band dropped one of our singles, right? And it was the first single. We just signed this big deal, and it was our first single, but it was our first single of that time, and everybody loved it except for, I'll never forget it, a UK music rag, and they didn't pan us, but they didn't. Right? It was a bad review. And I will never forget that review. And I had, we had a time. I was nominated for Song of the Year, Chris Goss Song of the Year that year, but that bad review got me. And it's, when you're saying it's not for the faint of heart, it's not. Because you got to remember or people have to remember that, you get all of these great reviews, but it's that one. And I think at the end of the day, it's good. Because you look at that bad review and you go, wait a minute, how can I make this better? Right?
I do, but I also think that you need to celebrate the wins.
Oh yes,
and
absolutely.
Because think about it, we've gotten, we're 3 weeks in. I think we're at like 20 5-star reviews. But you're right. It's always the one negative that you focus on rather than the other 20 that are so amazing that people are like, man, you're changing our life with a pillow. I'm like, how cool is that?
How's that
and
possible, right?
And you said it. I love what I'm doing now, and I just look around and I'm like, how could I help someone? I was teaching the other day in Baltimore in a dentist's office for our mouthpiece. A woman came in, she was really struggling, and her husband's a Navy veteran as well. And this lady walked in, she was hugging everyone in the office. She was just so lovable. And she started talking to us, and I asked her about her sleep, and she's like, yeah, you know what? I really don't sleep well. I said, I developed this pillow. And she's like, oh my God, I want to get it. And I looked at her and I looked at her husband, and her husband unfortunately just got diagnosed with cancer. And I said, give me your address. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I'm sending you a pillow. And she's like, really? I said, absolutely. I said, your husband's a veteran. You're so sweet. And it's funny because the doctor that I was training, she's like, wait, you're not going to send me a pillow? And I said, our thing. Like, I'm a veteran. We're donating pillows to active duty and veterans. This lady obviously is really struggling. And that's, to me, what lights me up. That I could help someone like that. Or even today, I was in the going up the escalator at the airport, and there was a father, holding his son's hand who had Down syndrome, and you just see this kid was like so warm, and the father was just an incredible energy, and it kind of got me choked up because I'm like, man, you know what? Like, I almost wanted to go up to them and be like, I work with a lot of kids with Downs. A lot of them have sleep apnea. I'm like, give me your address. I'll send you guys a pillow. And I think that's, that's all I know. And, it's hard because it chokes me up talking about it. That I could be able to help people like that is pretty awesome.
Your heart is, your heart's so awesome. And I really, feel that. You're helping change lives. You're, at the end of the day, man, and, you don't get a chance to interact. Was that the text that you sent me? You sent me a text.
Yeah, well, the text was actually from the pediatric dentist that I work with, who's amazing. She's got this incredible practice in Long Island, and their whole team is great. And now, so she's part of a practice in Roslyn. Her name's Shirley Molina, like incredible dentist. And she's like, wait, we got to put the pillow in the office because now she's dealing a lot with kids. And we have a kids version of the pillow coming out, which is really unique. I developed a kids version of the pillow, and the biggest request we're getting now in our company is pillowcases and a kids version of the pillow. And I was like, that's so weird. Have you ever heard of a kids version of a pillow?
No.
But we have it, and it's really cool. So anyone that's 5 feet or shorter gets the kids version of the pillow. Anyone taller gets the regular version.
Veteran owned, American made, and you were not compromising on that. Brother, you're helping change my life in a major way. You're helping these other people. I'm trying not to get emotional listening to you, but that's got to be amazing to be, to feel that, man. I mean, something as simple as a pillow is helping change people's lives. I mean, it kind of goes to show that sometimes the simplest solutions are the best,
Yeah. And I think that we discussed it briefly. I always go back to the audio tape BASF. Their motto was, we don't make new products, we just make existing products better.
Yeah.
I didn't invent a pillow, I just developed a pillow that really can function a lot better for every single person and help them sleep better. So,
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, please.
I was having a conversation last night with actually a journalist from Europe, and we're sitting right here, and we were talking about BASF, and you came up, and you know, there's so many times where we get this scenario where we say we really want to do it, you know, like people come on the show, and like I was telling you just a few minutes ago, they come on the show and then all of a sudden they want to do it, right? And I love what John Maxwell said. You know, my version of that is everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You know, and so, but we were talking, and she had a friend that I said, well, you know, they want to start a podcast. I said, well, why don't you? And he said, well, you know, she had the backing of BBC, and she had all this money, and da 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 da, and it was every single excuse you could possibly make for not doing something, sitting there with the talent to do it. I was like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to say, you know what, I have this idea, I know this will work, and I'm gonna do it because nobody else is. Even the people with you know, the resources, right? You know, existing pillow makers and stuff like that. And no, I'm not knocking any of them, but there's got to be a reason why they didn't come up with a solution like this. You know, you have access to doctors, you have access to this information. Why wouldn't you? Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe it's gonna disrupt other things. What you're doing is saying, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and disrupt the sleep industry. And that is exactly, just on our show alone, beyond YouTube, on the podcast platforms, your show that you did, your appearance on my show, tens of thousands of views. It resulted in a few people buying the pillow. I really, and you know what? Not for nothing, but everybody watching this show right now, go get this pillow. If you have someone that, or even if it's you, that has sleep apnea, that, you know, wants an affordable solution that's not something you have to wear on your face, I don't see how people do that. I refuse to do it. Go get it. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
And you know what? This isn't an infomercial. It's just, you know what I mean? You know, this is a podcast, but what you developed is so revolutionary. It's a disruption in this industry. And I got to tell you, tons of respect for you, man. And you're doing it because your heart says you have to.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And I think that if you go on our site, you could see it. There's no way I'm making a claim like, hey, we're going to cure your snoring or apnea. No, but I'm saying, but the fact is it something that could help people? Absolutely. Yeah. You got to sleep on your side. You should never sleep on your back. You should never sleep on your stomach.
You were telling me that there's, you sleep, depending on what you deal with.
Yeah, so there's different, you should sleep on your left side if you suffer from things like hypertension, acid reflux, silent reflux, where you have to clear your throat a lot. And then your right side if you have cardiovascular issues. So for us,
oh my gosh, so I got to sleep on my right side. Okay, did you guys get that? Did you guys get that?
So
do it one more time, just for the
so
ones in the back.
Left side if you suffer from things like hypertension, acid reflux, heartburn, silent reflux if you're pregnant. Right side if you have cardiovascular comorbidities. You know, the interesting thing about our pillow is there's credibility, not just with myself, my partners. We have a board including a pulmonologist, Jonathan Lown, ENT, Jason Moshe, my partner, Michael Gelb, physical therapist, Brad Gilden, a bunch of chiropractors. Like, it's super fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to be really promoting this thing as, listen, it's just a better version of a pillow.
Well,
and, you know, you brought up disruption. A couple years ago, I did CEO public speaking training because I was like, all right, I'm getting up in front of people and I'm terrified and I'm probably going to suck at this. How do I get better? And a friend of mine, Anthony, recommended I go train with this guy, Bo Eason, who played in the NFL, and he coaches CEOs on telling their story.
Yeah.
And, Bo's message is always go in the opposite direction of everyone else. So definitely the disruption.
Yeah.
My business partner, Michael Gell, probably the biggest disruptor in dentistry, and he's got tons of arrows in his back. But guess what? I'm a disruptor now, and it is awesome.
Yeah, isn't it?
It is awesome. He said the other thing is I want you to walk into Starbucks and I want people to not be able to look away. And I'm like, man, that is awesome. Because now it's like, I don't give a crap what people think. I'm going to do my thing, and it's very liberating.
I love that.
And the other thing he said is, which to me hit me, and I'm sure to you, especially you excelled in your career, it's like, stop apologizing for being the best. And I was like, man, what a great statement, because even whether it was sports, whether it was my job, I always felt like I was apologizing. But, you read the book Relentless, or you listen to podcasts and you listen about Kobe Bryant and Jordan. Like, they weren't born with that talent. They worked their ass off to get there, just like you did, just like I am now. And it's not easy, right? If it was easy, everyone would do it. So I think that I'm really fortunate to do what I do today. And, every time I lecture or I get in front of people, I normally end where I talk about, like, I wear my watch from the Navy, and a lot of times I get choked up about it because it reminds me where I came from when I really had nothing. And I got out of the Navy with like $2,020 in my bank account, and my career could have been very different. Yet, I get to be on a show like this. I get to have a product that could touch millions of people in our country. Like, I always say, like, that's a really cool gift.
It's a great gift. How do you stay, and after I ask this question, we have to show him the pillow.
Sure.
How do you stay grounded spiritually?
That's a great question. So I've gone through therapy. I do martial arts. I do yoga. I actually just met someone through a friend who's a healer, and she like sent me this great email being like, when I asked about financial stuff, you weren't that hung up on it, but you could just tell from the way you act of how you really want to help people. And it's hard. I sold my Jeep to pay for our FDA stuff, and it's kind of gone full circle where I got out of the Navy with no money. I built my practice up. I had money. I sold my practice. We're self-funding 2 startups, and it's kind of gone full circle. But I was just talking to my friend Monica about this because she's doing something similar. She's an Ayurveda coach. She was working in corporate America where she was making a lot of money, but she didn't love it. And it's, how do you wake up with purpose? I think for me, I wake up now so grateful knowing what I could do. And I think that is kind of how I stay grounded, even though there's some tough days and there's some long days.
Yeah. And whenever you're going against the tide, you're talking about arrows in your back, I can relate to that. It's a big deal. Brother, gosh, man. This is so cool. I'm so excited. Let's see this.
All right. So this is the pillow. It comes roll packed. This is the bags that so yesterday I dropped off like 16 pillows, and it comes roll packed, and you take it out of this plastic cover.
This is pretty cool because you put it in that plastic cover.
Yeah.
Taking it out.
And so this is what the pillow looks like, and we always say you just fluff the back part. And
let's bring it up so we can.
Yeah.
So you wow, man, that is quality.
Yeah. So it's this really, you
fluff
fluff the back part. You could fluff the top part, but the way that we have a patent on the pillow is, when I developed the pillow, I was like, all right, how do I create a fulcrum so when your head goes down, the back part pops up? So between the head and the back part is actually a chamber. So the head part always stays soft, and the back part stays firmer. So it kind of creates this, so then you can't roll on your back. Now, interestingly enough, I would lie on the floor and show you. I start facing it this way, and then I hug it. And if your viewers could see it on the website, you could see images of it. But that's kind of what I do, is and you could feel it. And basically,
we can, let me see. We got Steven over here to maybe shoot it.
Yeah, so Steven, I'll lie on it and you can see it. So the other thing that was interesting, when we had our photo shoot in Detroit, I actually wore the same shirt because I was like, you know what, it'd be uniform.
It works.
I was like playing with like, all right, what would it look like on the bed?
Come here.
And it folds up like this.
Can we get a shot of him? This is going to be great.
Could I lie on this? So you could see, you could tilt the camera down. So
look at this.
The premise is that you lie on it this way.
Okay.
And when my head goes down, I can't really roll on my back. Yeah. But then in the middle of the night, instead of like rolling on the pillow, what I tend to do is I'll just like hug it this way.
Yeah, here, let me see. And you'll just kind of go like that.
Yeah. And the same thing. It's still going to promote me to sleep on my back side.
Fantastic.
And I lie down, and it's just unbelievably comfortable.
All right. Now here's the thing. You're a pretty fit guy.
Yep.
Or I'm going to be really embarrassing right now. It's going to be, just go with me. All right. I'm going to try this. You've seen it first. All right. We're going to get angles that I haven't, I never thought I would do. All right. Oh, my gosh. So if I go on my back, I can't go on my back.
Yeah. So then, you know, the other thing is you can kind of, it really kind of hugs you.
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I'm sleeping and I'm not going on my back at all. I'm like, no, not even when I do that. That is so cool. Now I need to sleep on my right side.
So you could,
Okay,
you could do it
so-
this. You could put it this way if you want to, if you want to sleep on it that way.
Okay.
Right.
And then
There.
Same thing.
And then, or you could hug it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could show you this way, and you can kind of.
Oh, should I go that way?
No, you could do
Wait,
this.
well, for the shot. Should I go that way or is this okay? Okay. And I could hug it. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. And then when you're moving, you can't. Wow, dude. Man, this is. I've been traveling a lot, Layne. We'll be right back. I'm just kidding. Man, that is so cool.
Yeah, so it's nice
So
and
you
comfortable.
really- oh goodness.
Yeah, so then the cover, the beautiful thing is the cover is machine washable. You just unzip it, and then we're gonna have a silk.
Oh, we got a quarter on the ground. So
Nice.
What do we got? What do we got? This is a. I don't know what it is. I can't read it. Anyway.
So anyhow,
ahead, sorry.
no, I was saying that like this is the cover, right? So it's machine washable, and then we're gonna have a cotton percale and a silk pillowcase, and then, you know, the other thing we were getting was like, what does it look like on a bed?
Yeah.
So when I was in Detroit at our, you know, photo shoot, I was playing around with certain things, and the nice thing is it literally could fold on your bed like this because the material in it is responsive foam. So our pillow is patent. The company that's partnered with us has a patent on the fill. So memory foam is actually not great for you. You go into memory foam and you stay down.
Yeah, but it ends up having a short memory.
Yeah, but ours, you could feel it. It's like you float in it. So
That's what
you're,
I thought. Yeah, that was-
it's
yes, that's what I
totally
wanted to
different.
say.
Yeah, it's amazing how responsive it is.
What I'm really thrilled about is how this thing is changing people's lives, man. Who would have thought? Well, you know, and hey, when I'm traveling, I can do that. No,
You can.
Why not? You can do that.
Listen, I brought it on the plane. The nice thing is, you know, I could probably shove it back in here, but we're gonna have
That
a
actually
carrying
feels really
case.
good, bro.
Hey,
Let's do it. I can't snore.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh my God, this could be the new version of the airplane pillow.
Yeah, but you know what? Well, when I was traveling here, I saw so many people with the neck pillows, and I didn't put it together. But so my wife has this pillow that it looks like a giant neck pillow. I don't know what it's for, but it's just humongous, giant neck pillow.
Is it like, is
Similar,
it,
but it's in the middle. It really looks like it's not like this.
okay.
Like I can't use it. This I can use. I could use this every day. So is there a life expectancy with these? Like when would I have to replace this?
So interestingly enough, my co-CEO is an Air Force veteran, and he was in the mattress pillow industry.
Really?
So he knows so much about pillows, like really kind of took our company to another level. And he recommends getting a new pillow every 2 years. We definitely do not do that. Most people don't. And our pillow would last. Like the fill in it is really unique, and you could feel it. Like it's really got this responsive. So the first pillow that I made, like I literally made it, and it was very interesting, and it was totally different than this. So this is our V2. We're even working on our V3 version of the pillow right now, just because we're getting feedback, and it's great. Like we're a startup. Help us out. Give us the feedback. Tell us what you want.
Yeah.
And we're gonna listen.
I'm loving this all day long. Layne, I want one. This is great. This is mine. Can I have this? This is so cool. Guys, you have got to get this pillow. Are you guys still running that promo?
We are doing a different one. It's called Layne 15. So if you go on the website, it's openairpillow.com. Just go into the discount code, LAYNE 15,
okay,
for a discount. And I was gonna say before, I was at we almost launched at a chiropractic event because a lot of healthcare providers are selling pillows. That's why we have them in these bags, because I'm sending out 20, 30 pillows to chiropractors, physical therapists, dentists, pulmonologists. And at the event, when we really launched, I set up a bed. I had a stand for the pillow so people can come over and do what you're doing and feeling it. I had this woman, Joyce, who's a chiropractor. She's amazing, on Long Island. She lied on the bed, lied on the pillow, and said, I'm buying 4 of these. I've never lied on anything like this in my life. I said to her, and I kneeled next to her. I said,
Go ahead, sorry.
I said, the beauty of this whole thing? I'm like, you're lying on a $40 mattress and a $50 bed frame. So instead of spending $5,000 or $10,000 on a mattress, buy a $139 pillow.
Look at this. I can do that, and I can feel it get firmer right there. This is fantastic, Layne.
And the head part will always stay soft. So it's not like the fill moves around. That's kind of part of our design, is to keep that
like
head
that
part.
Air,
yeah.
And then it open air pillow.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't have one of these pillows, you have got to get one. Gosh, your story, it just touched my heart, man. It's just so great. I absolutely love this. And it's changing lives all over the world. Guys, go to Open Air Pillow. Promo code is Layne
15.
Layne 15. Do that right now. As soon as you just go and get one. Use the promo code Layne 15 and get you one of these. I'm not gonna get emotional about this, but it's changing lives, and let it change yours. So, gosh, we have time constraints. I wanna do the regular 2-hour interview like we usually do, but please, openairpillow.com, Layne 15. This man and his partners, veteran-owned, American-made. Change your life. Openairpillow.com, Layne 15. Layne, man, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We will text you on the backdraft, and keep watching Work Your Career Wednesday on the road. Here in New Orleans, the Mercantile Hotel, fueled by Open Air Pillow and Puente Coffee. We'll see you soon.
Jane's Physical Therapy has immediate openings for full-time and part-time positions. For home healthcare physical therapists and physical therapy assistants, we are actively looking in the New Orleans and Lafayette areas. Call Bradley Clark at 713-364-8777. Join us at Jane's Physical Therapy, and let's help Louisiana get back to living life.
Attention lawyers. Are you tired of wasting thousands of dollars in billboards, magazines, and more with little results? If so, we can help you save big. Did you know that a powerful video can be used on practically any platform and get you more clients than just one billboard alone? Visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. Call or text us today to receive a limited time offer. Take advantage of this one while it's here. It won't last long.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Hey, if you like Work Your Career Wednesday and want to be notified every single time we have a new episode, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Smash it. Get a hammer and get it. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Too much?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love it. People want
Do you hear Steven in the background? I was just making sure I'm going to be okay. But get that notification going. And hey, we will be letting you know, or I guess YouTube will be letting you know, when the next Work Your Career Wednesday is on. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Man, ding it, ring it, sling it, and bing it. All right? And we will see you soon. Work Your Career Wednesday. Oh, great. I'm glad you stopped by. Be sure to get that subscription bell, and I'll see you there.